Welcome to Cobbold Gorge. That's just the entrance. All the van sites are straight ahead. And there's parking here for day visitors, so you can bring a caravan if you're not staying overnight. Campsites at Cobbold Gorge. And they're all sort of terraced down different levels. Power, water and wastewater. That's our spot. They all have a fire pit. Pretty unreal. So these are the buses that take everybody down into the gorge. See the actual gorge. This is a fair few people going. Cobbold Gorge. How you going? That's the reception area at Cobbold Gorge. And this is a restaurant bar. Beautiful pool. Lovely infinity pool. You can hear all the birds. Birds galore. It's a lovely lake. Down here, little canoes and things, you can just free to use those. And this fire pit, they light a fire every afternoon, but there's a yak around it. Pretty good setup. So they've got their own helicopter here, so you can go for joy flights if you're rich and famous. And we're about to do the blue walk, which is the digger's walk. So we're doing the blue walk, which is digger's walk, and it's about 2.5 kilometres. There's heaps of quartz on the ground everywhere. So just finished the blue walk. And good old back to Cobbold Gorge. We're sure there's gold, but you're not allowed to dig any up. Looks really goldy. So the main attraction of Cobbold Gorge is actually going into the gorge and seeing it. So you go in via these buses that take you down the gorge. It's about 1 kilometre away, I suppose, and they pull up in this big shed where they give you some history about the whole property and how it all started. And it's actually a 1,287 square kilometre cattle property that's owned by, forgotten their names just now, but it's been in one family since 1964, the Terry family. And when you go down to the gorge, you actually do a walk as well where they talk about all the bush tucker and all that, which is really interesting. And you come up the top of the gorge, and they've actually just building a glass bridge going across, and you can look down into the gorge. And what I really loved about up here, there's no workplace health and safety. There's so many rules everywhere else, but here, you know, they just say don't go too close to the edge, but there's no fences or anything like that. It's real like a moonscape landscape up there. And then you come down into the gorge itself, which is just so serene and peaceful. They take you along in these little electric boats up through the gorge, and it's really narrow. Like, it's about 30 foot high, but it's only about 2 metres wide in places, so the boat can only just get through, but it is quite deep. And the water's fed by natural springs, so even in the wet season or the dry season, the water level stays constant. There is a river just back that we had to come across, and that actually floods big time, but this doesn't really change. And the water temperature was beautiful and cool. There are some freshwater crocs in here, and we saw one just as we were leaving the gorge. But I just think the whole place is beautifully run. They've actually made a corridor through the property, and they've designated that to be a nature reserve and to protect all wildlife and fauna and birds, and the imprint that they've actually made is minimal on the whole land. So it's just a really good thing that this family have done and opened it up to see. But it is spectacular. The water, even though there it looks a little bit green, it's not. It was a real lovely bluey colour and rich, and there were fish in there, which really surprised me. But Just a spectacular place. And it's actually, the property itself is called Robin Hood. But yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful, so it's well worth going to. So please subscribe below, hit the little red button down there because that helps us, and have a wonderful day, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.